so let's talk accessories. I've had a couple minutes to kind of familiarize myself with the weight distribution of this guy, and I can't say that it's gotten a whole lot better. These thighs right here, problematic, but we'll work through it. This thing is an accessories monster. I don't know the names of all these attacks. I'm not a Baratak super fan, so I apologize if I'm giving short shrift to any of the specific accessories, but I'm approaching this as just a guy who likes toys. So I'm just going to walk through the various pieces that came with this. First off, notice there's a lot of, I've taken off his default hand pieces, and you see a lot of things like, okay, here's another claw. Probably has some super interesting name that, you know, he uses at certain opportune times. Look at that, it kind of falls down. Oh, look at that. So I have a feeling we're going to see quite a bit of that during the course of this review. But it's honestly what the piece does. It's what the piece is. So let's try to get him standing again, so we can at least swap out some of these things. So there's another claw. Pretty good looking. Good looking claw. Hold your breath. Okay, we have this kind of Sith-looking piece that comes in. Kind of cool. Menacing looking. God help you, though, if you would like to pose this in some way, because I can tell you that's probably just not going to happen. So let's fire off the Sith. And here's this whirling super saw piece. There you go. Take a look at that. Good looking piece. Boom. What else do we got? Looks like there's this attachment. It's kind of a neat looking piece. You can this clamshell type thing opens up. You can put this spiked mace ball in there, and this whole thing goes into his arm. But as you can see, totally weighs it down and falls off. So I don't know what the practical use of that is. Overall, it feels to me like these magnets are just not up to the task. Probably because if they were up to the task, they might get swallowed by a child and crush part of their intestine. Let's put them back together again. Becoming a pattern, don't you think? Something else that's kind of neat, it comes with these two blades that will attach to these magnetic points on his side, which is kind of neat. I like that. Again, don't know what the name of that is, and from the pictures in the box, looks like this little magnetic piece attaches to his belly as such, and then you have this kind of insectoid grasping piece, which is neat. I kind of like it. That's what you got there. Okay, nice chrome finish. Again, all the finishes on this thing are just top-notch. You cannot argue with the beauty of that chrome plating. I mean, it's just really nice. And again, the integration of metals is beautiful. Metallic paint is beautiful. What else haven't I looked at here? Okay. There is this kind of beefier arm attachment here. Let's go ahead and pop that on. Again, this is some classic Magnemo type styling. Reminds me of the, the jig attachments. So again, pretty neat. Like really good proportions on the design. I mean, that's a tasty looking figure just sitting there. It's beautiful. Kind of wish it didn't slump over and fall apart, but it is nothing if not beautiful. It comes with some of these pieces which, honestly, I'm not too excited about displaying. Some of these extensions, so it looks like it recreates him throwing this mace or throwing some of the stuff, which might look pretty cool on the right stand, but again, that's not really my bag, recreating every possible attack from the show. I like purposeful accessories that kind of give it play value, but I think the modern trend tends towards this kind of slavish recreation of every possible attack and frame of the cartoon, which I understand some people really appreciate, but I really don't care about. I think it's more fun if there's a fewer number of very functional accessories, but you can't argue that it's not nicely appointed. You can argue that it falls apart at the drop of a hat, but you can't argue that it lacks for anything in the anime specific or anime correct accessories department. Here's another thing. This is kind of neat. I like this piece. I'm sure it has a very specific name, but I like the retro quality to that, and I really like overall the retro quality to the styling. It has this kind of neat aesthetic which bridges the 60s and 70s to me. So it's pretty neat looking. Also, there's these, let's see if I can get them to come out on my first try. There's these wings which are supposed to pop out on the side, like so. Let's take a look at these. So, looks like on the box they come out and I guess they do this. Let's see how that looks. So another feature of this, which is kind of fiddly. Again, falls apart again. Okay. So kind of fiddly. I don't know that it adds a lot, but it's probably, again, some aerodynamic feature from the show, which the super fans will appreciate. So that will kind of wrap up my look at the base figure itself. Again, look at, you can pose it, you can try, but it's not going to stay anywhere but in a kind of nebulous, generic, neutral position, provided everything is balanced just perfectly. So good looking, but problematic. Let's see if the vehicle modes give some vigor to this figure.